what it was like before I turned to God. I was a south side of Chicago student up through 7th grade and learned to fight on the way to school to save enough money for my milk. Just before I left Chicago, I was baptized in an altar call, turned to God at that point and received Christ at that point, and was baptized. Really turned my heart on, and there was no question about it in my mind that he had died for my sins and that I was a sinful person. After high school, I went to college and I joined a fraternity. And I learned how to drink and party and have a good time. And my life changed. And I wasn't a Bible reader. I didn't go to church at all when I was in college. And I kind of walked away from God completely because I was so self-focused and in school, and then so self-focused in my job to be successful. I was a type A personality. I really went from a pretty nice guy to a pretty self-focused person, selfish. It didn't show up at work because I rationalized my way through work pretty well. I kept getting promoted. Every year I got promotions and just was growing like crazy. But I was doing everything that Paul talked about in Romans 1 and 2. I was just, it was a Jekyll and Hyde life. I was not working with God. I was not praying. I wasn't going to church. I didn't have fellowship except with people that drank like I did. I was abusing alcohol most of that time. I had an incident that was so bad that I did some things that were so bad as a result of alcoholism that I thought I was going to kill myself. I pulled out a .45, put it to my head, cocked it, was ready to pull the trigger. God got a hold of me and made it clear what would happen if I did that. Not to me, but to the family and to the people around me. I, at that time, decided I really needed some help, so I went out and got some help, some counseling. But I still had this problem. I still had this problem of alcohol and purpose and direction and what was I going to do with my life. And in about 97 or 8, my daughter, who was running a Campus Crusade program, got me back to church. And it was the classes and the teachings that really grabbed me. And so I took every class available. I just got into a home church. I really realized the depth of grace and the understanding of grace. And because my history was so full of rebellion against God, I trust the Lord now with just everything. And I trusted nobody before with anything. When there was no place to turn, when there was nothing left for me in purpose in life, that's when I realized that I needed to give my life over to Christ again. When I did that, and since I've done that, you can't describe it. I'm going through some difficult times now. I've had a couple of knee surgeries. I had a triple bypass. I had hip surgery recently, and during the hip surgery they found cancer. So I'm going through some cancer review right now, and we'll see where that takes us. But the thing is, this would have killed me. This would have panicked me before. It doesn't panic me now. Now I see God's going to use this. And every morning I ask him, how can I use what's happening to me? Don't let me miss what you're putting in front of me to help somebody else. And I too worried about what I was going to do when I retired. And I'm busier now than I was when I was working. And and I have been since the day I retired, walking with the Lord. It has been not work, but substantive joy in serving other people and putting others first. I think there's greater opportunity. There's less restriction on your ability to serve other people when you're older and you're set in your ways. Yeah, you're retired. So I think retirement is the ideal time to grow spiritually and to serve other people. Yeah, and that's where the glory is. Nothing we do for the Lord is wasted. Nothing is forfeited. So, I know the everybody I ever talked to, and before I came back to the church, had these great travel plans and what they're going to do with their retirement. What a waste! What a waste that is. Not to be given this life to the Lord. Yeah.